This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Cassells of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Cassells. Available on Amazon, in Kindle, and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, The True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes. Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Stories, The True and the Fictional. We've got a great returning guest, but first, the spiel, the thing. It's weird, Ryan, we're recording at night. How do you feel about that?
I know. Oh yeah, it's just at night time I'm more awake. It's better than freaking 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
tell you that much. No, I like the nighttime recording. It's nice and quiet around here, and it's not. We don't have the hustle and bustle of freaking trucks driving past my house every morning. So yeah, and I am still living the dream, just in case you're wondering.
Cool. All right, guys, check out our sponsors.
I am living the dream. Actually living the dream.
Yeah. Check out our sponsors, Rebecca Cassells, Martin Kearns. I think Martin Kearns has got a book coming out really soon. The proof copies. I saw him post about them.
Yes, he does. A horrible.
Yeah.
A horrible, right up my alley.
So, Don Campbell, I know you're listening. Check out some Martin Kearns stuff, man. He's great. Rebecca Cassells, too, for the paranormal romance with a different take on the werewolves. And me, check out my stuff. My new book, Ancora, comes out in a couple of days when this episode releases, so grab a copy of that. But right now, let's bring in our guest, SK Putt. Welcome back. How are you?
Thanks, Jamie. Ryan, how you going? Yeah, thanks for having me on round 2.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And what a perfect day to record.
Excellent.
Lagwagon Day. We all like the punk rock. I'm wearing my Lagwagon shirt.
Yeah.
It is May 16th, and it's very topical because I've read a little bit of your book, SK. It's bugging me that I haven't been able to get back to it, but MXPX reference in chapter 1. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah. I had to whack it in there nice and early. Yeah, it's definitely a fusion of, like my punk rock roots, I guess. That's what I grew up listening to, and also, electronic music, which obviously goes hand in hand with cyberpunk, the genre.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a nice long chat about that, but first we've got round 2 of the icebreakers. So strap in. Do you want to go first, Ryan, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first for sure. It's very rare that lately all the interviews we've been doing have been new people, so it's good to get into the second round for a change.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question is: when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
What do I want to be? I was never one to be like a fireman or want to be a scientist or anything like that. It was more, I was obsessed with Star Wars as a kid. So I pretended I was Luke Skywalker with a stick outside, just bashing stuff. But growing up, I never had like an aim to be an author, or it was just finding it, just trying different things. I think I alluded to last podcast. I played a lot of sports, so you think I might be a sports star, but I was way too short and not quite that fast. So that was the end of that. But I'll say Luke Skywalker.
That's all right. I was a Ninja Turtle. I used to make the nunchucks out of sticks and shoelaces, and that was fun. But I was heaps sportsy too. I have this deep, almost regret because I was really fast as a kid. So I played soccer, but I wasn't really all that good. I was just so fast that I could get to the goal and almost score. I scored a lot of goals.
Yeah.
It was just like on average, I'd miss more than I hit. But my old coach wanted to, send me off to the Olympics, and I was just like, eh. Like I was a kid. I was like, I can't be bothered.
Whatever.
I can't, and I'm kind of like, if only I was a dream back then. But I was just like you, figuring stuff out, seeing what worked, and all right, number 2. One of my favorites. If you could have a talking animal sidekick, What would you pick? And bonus points for a voice too.
Talking. Oh, it would have to be a wolf that's in the Kinslayer.
Oh,
Yeah, a talking wolf companion. That'd be pretty cool. You definitely have them. They're either going to have your back,
mm.
and yeah, if you get into nasty situations, it'd be nice. And yeah, I don't know if you guys have read the Robin Hood books with Fitz and Night Eyes. That's a pretty special companionship as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, a wolf.
A wolf. Do you know who you'd want to voice it? Can you think of an actor? Can you think
Voice
of
it.
a?
That's a good question. Uh, the guy that's on Last of Us and
Oh, yeah.
Pedro
Mandalorian.
Pascal.
Yes, yeah.
He's a popular one. He's almost becoming as popular as Henry Cavill on this podcast. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Have you watched Last of Us 2, the second season?
I have, yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, it's one of these things. Like I watched Game of Thrones up until a point, and that was the Red
Mm.
Wedding. It was like, okay, I've seen what I wanted to see, and so I was kind of like, just kind of got bored of it. And it's just like I wasn't a huge fan of Last of Us 2,
The game.
and I knew that Pedro Pascal was carrying that show. He literally
Mhm.
was carrying the show, and the actress that played Ellie, I could not. I don't think she's strong enough to carry
Yeah.
a show,
No.
and I knew she
Yeah.
would
She's
have to
not.
carry.
Even
I'll-
even
I'll-
as she's gotten older in the 5 years later, when season 2 picks up, I still can't get past it. Like I think everyone else in the like I really like the guy Gabriel Luna who played Tommy. He's really really good in this season, and like who played Dina, and pretty much
Yeah,
everyone else
that
who's
say
been
that.
cast is spot on. But I'm with you, man. Like I just can't get past. There's something about her face and just the way that she shows emotion that just doesn't really fit with
Yeah,
Ellie from the games for me. And I've played
yeah,
both the games as well, and I am watching the second season.
yeah,
I'm up to date. Um, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the second season so far. It's pretty much staying true to the game. Obviously, you would because you got Neil Druckmann on as
yeah,
executive producer and with the other guy that Craig Maxon, I think it is, who's actually writing it for TV. Um, but yeah, I just can't get past
yeah,
Bella Ramsey. I really can't, and it's nothing personal. Like she seems like a lovely person, but she just doesn't represent Ellie to me.
I've actually warmed to her. I had the same impression in early days. I think as the episodes are going on,
yeah,
I don't know, maybe you just get used to her being the actress, but
yeah,
I think she's growing better into the role.
yeah,
She's a bit
Okay.
more like bratty, and
yeah,
I
Well,
guess that she was a younger character then, but
yeah,
like her acting wasn't as good.
yeah.
That's just my
But
opinion.
I think I'm kind of biased because the actress that was going to play Ellie in the early stages, but it kept getting delayed, was the one that plays Abby in season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny you say that because
And
I reckon she was the perfect for Ali.
For
Yeah.
Abby, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I reckon like when she was younger, because I watched her in Last Man Standing and
Last
all
Man
that stuff.
Standing, yeah.
She would have been the perfect Ellie. I'm just like everything.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's just I may come back to it at some point. I'll see how the seasons go and but I'm just like it's season 1 was okay. Like I enjoyed, to be honest, first 2 episodes were amazing. Just the visuals and amazing casting with a lot of the characters in season 1. I mean, I know they brought someone from the video game straight into it,
Hmm.
but but the actress that played Tess, shout out to Aussies, she's Australian.
Right.
She was perfect. She was
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah, she was 100%. When I first saw her on the screen, I was like, hold on, I know that. And then I just recently finished rewatching Fringe, and I'm like,
How
that's
good's
where I
Fringe?
know you from.
Yeah,
That's where I know you from. She was the lead agent on Fringe, and
and
then
she was also the body. I think the body double, or what, like in video games they motion cap and stuff. They base a
Mm.
yep.
character. Yeah, she was the face model for a game called Heavenly Sword, which was PS3's one of PS3's first
Yeah, I
games.
remember Heavenly Sword. Yeah.
Yeah, so she modeled for
Oh
that.
wow.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Two
Yeah.
icebreakers in, and we've already been on but a few tangents.
No, but I think season two I'm enjoying, but
Yeah.
it's
Same.
it is like it's and it's clear like from what's coming up next week, they're not quite done with Pedro Pascal. Like next week, I think is
No.
a whole flashback episode, and
Yeah,
he's
well,
in
they
pretty
do
much
that.
the
Like
whole thing. So yeah,
even look, I'll give them that in the game. In the second game,
yeah,
they did flashbacks at the zoo and stuff. I'm going, this is cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I just wasn't happy. I was with it's the second game. I felt like it was good ideas, but they didn't execute it as well. That's just my preference.
Mhm,
I love the idea of taking two characters and then
mhm,
you have to love them. Like you learn and you grow
mhm.
with them, and then you have there's that tension of going, oh crap, I got to fight. You know,
Yeah,
this, and I love that. I
exactly.
love that premise. I love that it's thinking outside the box. I just don't think I didn't like Abby all that much.
Mhm.
Like she didn't grip me as a character, but that's just my personal preference. We'll see what happens with the show. All right,
All
Ryan.
right. Next question is, you are king slash queen slash supreme leader slash president for a day. What do you do?
I'm the queen.
Yeah,
Uh,
Freddie Mercury.
oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, get up there and sing. Not that other gesture. um, I make the algorithm in just social media in general favor authors, so our books get to
Nice,
the audience that we're
Yes.
nice.
intending it to get to, instead of like 10 likes and it's been a
Mm.
day. You're like,
Yeah.
I put all this effort into it. What's
Yeah.
going on? So yeah,
100.
And
probably change the algorithm. Like it used to be like 3 years ago. Used to get like way more likes and views anyways.
Yeah. 100.
I
100%.
think that is probably, and we encourage selfish answers, and not that selfish, but I think that is probably one of the best answers we've had for
Yes.
that one, because I can agree, as someone who reads a lot, I'm sick and tired of seeing these plastic Barbies promoting skincare. Give me a freaking good book to read, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's it.
100% I could agree with
Although
that.
ever since interviewing one or two spicy romance authors,
Hmm.
my algorithm is just
Smart.
like it is just spice, and I'm going like, come
Yeah.
on, guys. I know I like all authors, and I like to get to know all authors,
Well,
but
I'm gonna dob in Aney, and he's been sending me some inappropriate material, and now my algorithms is absolute rubbish and garbage. The whole lot of
Yeah.
real like it's like beyond R-rated. It's like borderline illegal. Like it
yeah,
should not be available
yeah.
for people to see. But anyway, so
Uh,
Aney, thanks, man. Cheers.
Yeah. How long's that? Is that our earliest mention
oh,
of Amy on the podcast?
no, Matthew J. Turner stands that was a
Oh yeah.
2.5 minute video of
Yeah.
Annie Cormac references. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, no,
wow.
I totally agree. Because I've
Mhm.
been working pretty hard to get people to notice my stuff. Um, and like, I mean, my book trailer's doing all right. Um, but I got a pin to my profile, so it's like they're forced to watch it. They come to my
Yeah.
page, they're forced to watch it. But
Just I think I'm gonna start resharing old posts. Like
yeah,
just no F's given. Just
and I think
just
it also comes down. Do you schedule your posts sometimes?
I'm not that organized,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm just too busy. I'm too
because
busy at work
I've
and yeah, two
yeah
kids.
I've done one with a trial tonight because I heard someone say, oh, real peak time is like 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning for us, but overseas it's like boom. Like, because I wake up in the morning and I
Yeah.
get like a bazillion notifications.
Mm.
So it's like I've scheduled one post for at time of recording at 1 a.m. and I'm gonna wake up and
Okay.
see what happens. Because apparently, like if you
Mhm.
post at the right time, it's all this stuff. And I'm just like, who's got time for that?
Unless it's your job, I
Yeah,
can sort of get it. But
Yeah.
yeah, if it's just a hobby or like you're
yeah,
doing it just to because you actually enjoy writing books or
yeah.
writing poetry or whatever it is. Yeah, mate, yeah, that's just me.
Yep, cool. Well, we could talk about that for hours. Um, but we're going to move on to the next one. So, what book or story would you like to see adapted to film? bonus points for picking a director or leading actors and
Oh,
actresses and stuff like that.
the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that would be a perfect TV series, or even a movie. It'd be, but I think it has been floated around. But Robin Hobb, she was so adamant that nothing could change. So,
Mm.
and obviously, when you hand over the manuscript to directors, that'll more fingers in the pie. It's always going to change. So, yeah, it probably won't happen, but it would be the perfect story to be adapted, I think.
Dude, I am the same, and I've mentioned this a million times. If anything happens to mine, there's only one director that I would trust, and he's an independent one, and he's all about practical effects and stuff like that. Shout out to Matthew Holmes, Aussie director. He's brilliant. But yeah, I'm way too controlling to the point that I'm trying to do a short film for my book Ancora. But it's tough because I got to now, grab my niece and nephew and go be in my thing.
Just force them.
Yeah,
Do
it's
it.
just like I'm just like I just need one day, but they're teenagers, so.
Are they up for it, or
Oh, they are, and they say they
yeah?
are, and I've tried probably 5 times to organize something, and then they're just like, oh, sorry, can't, got a friend coming over, but
Bad luck.
I'll make it work one day.
Okay. Any idea on who you'd like to be in that
Oh yeah,
TV show?
Oh,
Or...
the actors.
Mhm.
fan cast, man.
I'm not a massive movie person, so I'm the worst person to ask about
Yeah,
actresses and actors. I see Henry Cavill.
yeah.
um,
Just say the popular names.
Probably. You know what? A lot of people don't like it. Actually, I think James Patterson is a really good actor. I actually like, and in Batman, he was really good. He could be Fitz
Yeah.
because he has that
Okay.
youthful face,
Hmm.
chiseled jaw, super handsome. So,
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Last question on the icebreaker list. Bill and Ted have returned in their phone booth time machine and say, "Whoa, dude, it's us again. We're throwing a party of historical figures. Who should we put on our most bodacious guest list?" So let's say maybe
No, no,
five,
no.
five,
Free
five.
range. Free range.
Oh, for okay,
I
free
want it to
range.
be
uh,
free range.
I'm gonna say Hitler.
Hitler. We've had that before. We've had that
Have you?
before.
Okay. Yeah. More so, I just ask, like, what the hell was going through your brain?
Yeah.
I love to find out the reasons behind his
Yeah.
decision making. After that, any sort of Viking Jarl or king
That's it. Yeah.
that went over to England and invaded to do that is quite phenomenal because it changed the
Yeah.
course of history and the world centuries later. So yeah, one of them.
Just throw a Viking party. Um,
Yeah,
with Hitler there
absolutely.
for some reason.
He would fit in really well. Like he'll get really involved with the occult side of it, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
because a lot of Vikings are like blonde hair, blue eyes, so Hitler will fit
Yeah,
right
he,
in.
he would steal all the English ladies. That's what happened. Like the
Yeah.
Vikings stole all the hot English
Yeah.
chicks, and that's why he got all these hot Swedish girls.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's facts.
History, buddy. History.
But I suppose
So
if you
he
did
had.
have
There you go.
if you had Hitler there, that would kind of limit your guest list a little bit though. Like, it depends on what era Hitler. If you're talking like World War II era Hitler, well, you couldn't really have any African American people or any Jewish people
Yeah.
or any, I think he might take that a bit personally. So you'd have to sort of I think with the
Timeline it.
Vikings and the Scandinavians, I think you'd be fine,
Yeah,
but
well,
that'd probably be
well,
it.
yeah, well, because they wouldn't have known who he was because he's from the future for them. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They'd be like, what's with this guy's mustache? Like, where's his beard? Just
No,
grow it out, bro.
no,
Grow it out.
and then you'd find all these, you know, all the Vikings would adopt the moustache.
Yeah.
You just have this history effect that just.
Imagine that instead
Wow.
of like it being cool to braid your beard and whatnot now with like that Viking culture, it's
Yeah.
just super cool to have a Hitler's mustache.
Yeah.
It's just
or Hitler would go back to his normal time with a braided moustache
Yeah.
or
Right,
something.
yeah. Like two little braids.
Yeah. Or the
Sort of a
what,
forked beard, a forked mustache.
what's that comic that was what was that comic that was so big when we were growing up? Asterix and Obelix.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
Asterix and
Oh,
Obelix.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were the bomb.
Oh, man.
So,
I can't believe they're still making that. They just dropped a new thing on Netflix for them,
Yeah, I
animated.
saw that.
It's crazy.
It still makes money. I think they're
Mhm.
they're the Scandinavian Phantom. You know,
Yeah, pretty
because
much. Yeah.
the Phantom's been going forever. I flipping love the Phantom.
The Phantom's the only comic you can find in newsagents most of the
Yeah,
time, consistently.
yeah,
Like from the time when newsagents used to have all the Marvel and DC comics, they had Phantom, and now that they don't have many at all, they still have Phantom, and it's
yeah,
always, always there. There must be one or two people in every town buying Phantom every
yeah,
single week or every month for it to have that kind of reach.
yeah.
do you reckon if the Phantom was like released today, like it was never heard of before 2025, everyone would just refer to it as like the eggplant superhero?
Maybe.
I could see that. I mean, no one,
Yeah.
would you really? I mean, it's literally just a purple leotard with a black mask and a
Yeah,
black belt.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
I mean, man, that'd be
I think
This massive eggplant running around.
if it was released today, I think they would have done something differently because you don't see many. I may be wrong, but you don't see many spandex new comics.
No,
You know,
no, it's
Mm.
all
updated.
unstable molecules,
Yeah,
unstable
Yeah.
molecule suits. That's how
yeah,
they explain it all now. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because I love the premise of the Phantom, how it's like a family, but everyone thinks it's just one guy. You know, just like family
Mhm.
tradition is always someone taking the mantle, and I like that, and I like Billy Zane. As bad as that movie was, I I grew
Hey,
up on it.
don't you? You don't trash Billy Zane. He is
No,
a
look, I
hero.
love him. He's in my favorite movie of all time for about 10 minutes. Back to the
Which
Future.
is
Back to the Future.
yeah.
Yeah. So is Elijah Wood, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, tangent over. This podcast is brought to you by Martin Kearns and the Valor of Valhalla series. In the battle between two ancient evils, can one naive young man become the last hope against powerful creatures of legend? Beneath the Veil is the gripping first book in the Valor of Valhalla dark urban fantasy series. If you like reluctant heroes, infernal myths, and bloody epic clashes, then you'll love Martin Kearns' formidable foray into the unknown. So head on over to readkearns.com and grab yourself a copy of Beneath the Veil today. Let's get into it, man. You got this new book out. It's called
Ooh.
Paralyzed,
Yeah,
and I spelt it wrong on the
it
running
is.
sheet, but
It's right. Funny you spelled it that way. I actually sent it to a few beta readers with
yeah,
the D. I'm like, I
Yeah.
wrote the book and I spelled it wrong.
yeah,
Anyways, but yeah, it's cyberpunk. Yeah, it's just a massive, bit of humor, that grittiness of a cyberpunk world. Punk rock. There's strip clubs. There's what else we got? Punk rock clubs, katanas. Yeah. So for me, I had such a fun time writing it. I hope it really comes across to the
yeah.
reader as well. And yeah, I really feel like I found my home in this
Yep.
genre. As much as I love writing the Kinslayer, so I'll go back to writing the sequel and the rest of the trilogy of the saga of the Fleshlands after the Kinslayer. But yeah, it definitely I found my home in cyberpunk in the genre. I found it's relates to how I write, and it's feel more comfortable writing in that genre.
Well, dude, like I've only read one or two chapters, but it's like it's punchy, and I like punchy. Like I don't like writing or reading tomes. Um, shorter. It's like I love novellas, but I like a little more depth, and that's
Mhm.
yeah. Like you've got something here. I'm just gonna say that you've got something here,
Oh,
and
don't jinx me. Joking.
um, yeah. No, the thing on the top of my head is like, have you made a soundtrack for this? Like,
Mate, soundtrack. Oh, like
you know
a
how a
like,
lot of people have a QR code and then they make a soundtrack to
yeah, like a
this is the,
Spotify playlist.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I have thought about it, but geez, it would go forever. It's
Yeah,
so many. It's, yeah, like
yeah,
I listen to so many like old punk albums, like from
yeah.
Rancid to the Dead Kennedys, Blink's latest album. That
How good's that?
yeah, like that sound. It really like helped me write. Then
Yeah,
you got all these like electronic artists like Stein,
yeah,
the album White Bat, yeah, Carl Casey, Daft Punk, like old like
yeah,
first album, Homework. So yeah, you got man, I would have the biggest playlist ever if it was
yeah.
to do if I
Every
had a
every every
paralyzed
day,
playlist.
every day you'd have to add something. You know?
Yeah. So but yeah, maybe I could look into it.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering because I just like, did you like when you write, do you listen to music at the same time? Like, was that something you did in this?
Um Sometimes it can't be super it's more instrumental when
Yeah,
I'm writing. Um I won't have like fully fledged songs. It's more when I'm plotting out the book or
yeah,
I'm driving somewhere and I want a bit of inspiration to plot out the book. Yeah, I'll whack on an album or a playlist on from Spotify.
yeah. No, well, write what you know. So that's probably why you created some punk rock
Mhm.
clubs in this paralyzed world.
That's it.
Yeah,
I think I forgot to add there's like strip clubs
yeah,
and that I think did you guys hear that before? Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mentioned, yeah.
cool.
I mean, it is cyberpunk, man.
Yeah.
So how many times
Yes.
did you play through cyberpunk the game to get inspiration and
3 times. Nah,
three times?
just I reckon I played it through once, like
Yeah,
3 years ago. Then just like randomly, I played a few hours here and there just to get the vibes going.
yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, juices flowing for writing, but yeah, don't have a spare, you know, 6 months to play it
yeah.
again.
I know, right? Eh? It's like I keep putting off Red Dead. I want to do another run through, but I'm like, ugh,
I
you
actually
know?
started doing I played that twice, I think now.
Yeah,
But yeah, every now and then I'll just play that randomly just because
yeah,
it's the best game ever.
yeah.
So
I think I got to load up an old file and just just do the riding around and go fishing and holding up people and because it's just a good world to live in.
do you shoot just randoms?
No, I try to play good. What I tend to do is
Too nice.
I like a challenge. So what I do is I go just hardcore outlaw and get my thing all the way down,
Oh,
and then try and get it all the way back up.
yeah, okay.
But howdy, ma'am. How are you, ma'am? 'Cause I think every three times you say howdy, you get a little, you
Yeah.
know.
I keep pissing off Dutch to the point where like he throws me out of the camp.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh. Yeah.
I keep seeing the videos that pop up. They're going like, "This is what happened when you do this." It's like you lure one of the legendary animals to the camp,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
like you just do all this crazy stuff. Like there's one where where the inbred hicks you can and you go to their house and then you can run. You kill one of them and then the other one will chase you as far wherever you go. You can take them back
Oh
to
yeah,
camp or
yeah.
stuff like
Is
that.
that like just outside of Saint Denis?
It's like literally near the
Like the swamp
no
land bit?
where you sell your carriages.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes,
It's
yes,
like it's
yes.
just an offshoot from there because that's a glitch in the game for those who don't know. Um, if you go there as Arthur and you have a drink up and then they drug you and take all your money, and then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go back and kill them and then take your money back. But if you don't and you leave all your money there, when you come back
Mm.
as John Marston at the after the game, all my Arthur's money's there, so you can transfer it
Oh,
over. Like it's a
oh
glitch.
wow.
And they left it in there.
Jeez. There you
So
go.
I'm like,
I'm
glitch.
just gonna nod profusely, knowing exactly what you're talking about, even though I've never played the game.
Now you know how it
Oh,
feels when we
Ryan,
talk about horror, Ryan.
missing out, man.
Well, he doesn't like westerns.
No, I hate westerns, and that's the thing. Like I've always
I
been
love
on the
Western
cusp.
books.
I've always been on the cusp of wanting to play it, and I have time at the moment, but every time I go to start it, that thing in my head is like it's a western, just takes over, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna play Spider-Man 2 for the 45th time, or I'm gonna play something that I've played a million times.
Yeah.
I need to just suck it up and just play it because I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I
It's
just can't get past the fact that it's a Western.
it's the best world to live in. It's just like you can live in that game. Like I had a friend that played Grand Theft Auto, and his sister would always obey the road rules. Yeah, it's just like,
Don't do that.
but in Red Dead, you can live whatever life you want. You can be a hunter and just spend the day hunting whatever you want, and then selling it, and then getting money. You can live a nice life, a bad life, whatever you want. It's just there's never been a game this in depth.
Just go to
Yeah,
saloon
see,
and get smashed.
I'm more of a linear guy. Like I don't like there's certain open world games that I do like, but I'm more of I'm happy for it to be open world, but I'm still confined to the story, and
Yeah,
then when side quests are available, I can do them rather
yeah.
than just do whatever I want all the time. I
Yeah.
just don't like those
Well,
games.
there's definitely that.
Um,
There's definitely that. You can just do the story, do the side quests, but at the same time,
Smash.
you have that option to, you
hmm,
know,
okay.
be a
One
farmer.
day, one day,
It's not
one
gonna
day we'll
happen.
jump on it.
When we're in the
No,
old
look,
when we're in the old folks' home together, right? I'll be like,
yeah.
"See here, Ryan, you gotta come down the trail."
They'll be up to Red Dead 25 by then, and I'll be still
No,
like, okay, I'll try number
More
two.
like
dude, it's
Red
rock.
Dead 3.
Yeah, it's Rockstar. It's Rockstar, mate. They
Yeah,
they yeah.
true. Yeah,
Maybe Cyberpunk 2.
yeah,
That's about it.
yeah.
But we should get back to Cyberpunk. So what's the plot of this
Let's do
story?
it.
Tell us what's the plot?
Look,
Who are the characters? Give us a bit of a deep dive.
I'm so bad at explaining my books because I forget what it's about, but I'll give my best shot.
Well,
It's about a net runner and a dancer, and so their worlds sort of intertwine.
Mhm.
Throughout the book, they're through different parts of time, and they're trying to find each other, but different things happen. And yeah, so yeah, this net runner he wants to be someone, and also this dancer, she ends up being a freelance dancer. She wants to be someone as well in the world of Echo City. And yeah, so they're on their little separate journeys, and some bad stuff happens, some funny stuff happens, but yeah, it definitely has that yeah, that vibe of grittiness to it. Yeah. As I said, I'm horrible at explaining my books.
dude, I'm the same. Are you like me? And it's like the worst part of the whole writing process is the back blurb.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened again?
No, it's just like that. It's just like I write this thing. It's 47, 50,000 words,
mm,
and now you want me to confine it? Yeah, it's just like I don't know.
it's impossible. Not
Like,
impossible, but
yeah, no.
it's really really hard
I've
for
just
sure.
no, but at least you know your genre. Like I bounce around the genres, blend the genres so much to the point where I'm like
Mm.
going like, what is this? You
It's
know,
just fantasy. What is it? Fantasy, sci-fi,
no, well,
horror, smart,
mine's
bit of smart.
well, there's no smut in there. I would have a lot of trouble writing that because it's modeled off my niece. The character's modeled off my niece.
Oh,
So it's just like couldn't could not put my head in that space. But it's not the kind of world that
definitely
sort
not.
of thing would happen. Um, No, well, it's Don Campbell's been reading it, and he says it's sci-fi mystery, um, survival. I mean, I mean,
Yeah, definitely
I
survivalist.
I
From the
sa
cover, it looks like survival
yeah,
straight away. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, it is survival. It is mystery, and supernatural. I say supernatural because of just certain abilities that some of these protagonists have.
Hmm.
Um, even the animal sidekick. That's pretty dark origin story. But
Okay.
so it's super dark. again, I don't know how far you are into it, Ryan, but it's yeah, it gets pretty dark. I'll just say that. Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say dark because I'm the
Yeah.
king of dark and I
Yeah.
know like dark, dark, dark. But for you, it is very dark.
Yeah.
Um, but in saying that, I would definitely agree with the supernatural side of things in terms of the abilities and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I would consider it more sci-fi slash fantasy slash survivalist to
Yeah.
me. Like in saying fantasy, in saying that um the survivalist element of it, without giving away too much, with the I don't know how much can I say?
Well, just don't spoil any twists.
Okay. Well, Ryan, the Uber driver, no, no, I'm just kidding. No, it's no, look, I think I would definitely call it sci-fi fantasy and I'm still learning all these new
Yeah.
terminologies over the last
Yeah.
few years in reading a lot of indie books, but
Yeah.
I would say probably about halfway through at the moment.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm making my way slowly. See, I'm reading 3 books at once at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost finished Don Campbell's Whisper in the Woods, which I'm finding myself
But that's good.
struggling to put down.
Yeah.
I'm
He,
reading yours, and then I'm reading another horror book that I got. But yeah, definitely no. I could see this being like a Netflix series in your book for sure.
wow. Well, I better get working on those sequels and prequels.
And make sure you put like all the wokeness in if you want Netflix to make it or Disney.
No, no,
Workers.
no, no. Netflix will take it and then put it in themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
If you do that already, they won't take it. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. But we keep straying from cyberpunk because I love cyberpunk. I love the futuristic um the what's the other word for it?
Aesthetics.
Yes,
Dystopia.
aesthetics is cool. Yeah. Yeah, the dystopia, the morally grey area that people
Mm.
find themselves in. Um, yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to tell us about
Yeah.
your book? Like,
About
or
my
what you
book.
love about, or what you love about. Why don't you tell
What
us
I love
what
about
you love about
oh,
cyberpunk then?
it's actually themed around consciousness. That's probably the main thing I should be
Yeah,
saying about my
cool.
book.
Yeah,
So it's all about obviously there's AI, that's stock standard with cyberpunk. But yeah, for me, it's definitely a delve into consciousness. Uh, how much do we value it? Is it a commodity? Can you? Yeah. So there's all these like political, monetary things around it uh, that I explore with these different characters.
so how big is your world? Like you just
Mhm.
go there's one city. Do you speak of other cities? Do you speak of other things that are going on
Yeah,
outside it?
so there'll be there's another outside city, or it's called Gutter District. So it's a place where nomads
Yep.
live, and they hate people from Echo City, and that's why they distance themselves.
Yeah.
But there's a part in the book where they might venture out to Gutter District. Um, yeah, where else? It's sort of based. Like Echo City is really in California somewhere.
Yeah.
I've called it's not the USA. It's just called New America. Oh, sorry, Republic of New America. Um, there's a bit of like I referenced Tokyo, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of references to Australia, and there's a civil war that happens from COVID in Australia
Oh
that I
wow.
sprinkle in there.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of like worldly,
Yeah,
pinpoints that I yeah speak about. Definitely in the future, I want to explore different countries where
that's cool.
whatever character is based from there. Very similar to William Gibson's Neuromancer and Count Zero and all that. Yeah, so
I mean, it's the last thing I think about is Australian cyberpunk. But
Yeah, I know,
you're
right?
like this.
well,
But the way the world is, like in all cyberpunk, like it's the world.
mm,
So the whole world's gonna, and Australia's 2 steps behind America all the time anyway. And we want to be America, so
so there's two Aussie cyberpunk authors that massively
Oh,
inspired
cool.
me. So it's Tim Hawken. He wrote, that's his novella, but yeah, Thrill Switch up there.
All
That
right, yeah.
hold it. This one. That's it's he's indie as well. But yeah, that's actually reading that really inspired me to write my own cyberpunk novel.
Yeah.
Another one's T.R. Napa. So he bases it more in Australia and what
Oh, cool.
happens. Yeah, so he's like up there with one of the most well known cyberpunk authors in the world is at the moment. So yeah, definitely a big nod to both those guys. I've actually reached out to them via Instagram as well, briefly chatted about my experiences and some tips and whatnot. So they're super cool blokes.
That's good. Well, if they're indie authors, man, they're the most,
Oh, TR, he's
Mhm.
traditional, but yeah,
Is he
Tim.
traditional? Cool. Yeah, no, but like indie authors, like I love it when an author, when you can reach out to an author and they'll have a chin wag with you.
Mhm.
Um, I'm like that. I have that approach, but you just got to get past the ones that are like going, "Hello, author. How are your book sales going?" Oh, you know,
I got one of them today from X. I was
oh, they
like,
happen all the time.
you're a robot,
Yeah,
AI,
if
AI, or
yeah,
just scammers. Like,
yeah.
send me your book and I
What you've
will.
got to do is
No,
there's a
I
test.
won't.
I see this test on online all the time. Is the potato test. So when you get someone that messages you that you think is a bot or you think is just it's a scammer, just get them to just say, "I want you to say potato," and then if they just keep talking about like how they can improve your book sales and improve your views, just go, "I want you to say potato," and then if they don't say it after three times, you definitely know that they're a massive scammer. So
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I Yeah, no, if I'm bored, I like to mess with them like just a lot. Like tell them I'm a six-figure author. What are you talking about? The last one, I was just like the guy like, oh, I really love your book, and I go, which book? And then, and then like 5 minutes later,
Nothing.
then you can tell they've Googled, you know, they go, and they go like,
Yeah.
I see you don't have many reviews. And I go, oh, that's because I do all my stuff in person. I go, I sell it straight to schools. I sold 6,000 books this week. And they're like, oh, that's interesting.
But then
I
like
just,
I don't know one.
Mm.
I think she's a bot. I don't know, but she had like 24,000 followers, and I'm thinking, how are people following this garbage? And it's like all the art
It's
is like AI, and
yeah.
this
yeah.
looks so trash. Yeah,
If
Do you know
you,
why? Because it's like those fake women on Facebook and stuff. Like I get so many of them, right? And you go to their profile and they've got the ten
sorry, Ryan.
thousand
I don't know what
friends,
you're
and
talking about,
they're
mate. I've
I'm
never come
sure you
across that
don't.
before.
Wink, wink. No,
Nah.
never, never. But they've always got like 10, 100,000 followers or 10,000 followers, but they're all
yeah,
just like they're either bots or they're just people who don't know how to use the internet. They're always, you know what I mean? There's
Or
ways around it.
yeah,
they're just super into you, mate.
yeah. They just
I can't resist that
my
smile.
my favorite ones are I haven't got these in like 5, 10 years because I barely use Facebook anymore. But it's a picture of a hot chick, and then the name is like Jeffrey Wilson or something. It's just a guy's name,
Oh,
you know?
hey man, that's the most woke name ever for a chick.
Yeah, it's yeah. No, but I have fun with that. The more you interact on X, the more bots will come your way.
Oh yeah,
And but then
heaps.
I can pretty much spot them a mile away. Like number
Mm.
one, if they message you straight away, like
Or they're
it's
like
a huge red
their
flag.
names like Joe five
Yeah,
four three seven eight one one. Like
yeah, yeah,
that's not your name, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely not your name.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then like I'll get a bot one, and then I'll get someone else going, "Hey man, I like your trailers. Can you make me one?" Because that happened to me like a couple weeks ago, um, and that sounds like a genuine person,
Mm. Yeah, you can
opposed to,
definitely tell it for sure. Yeah.
"Hello, author. I like the way you craft a world." Yeah. For more tips on how to avoid bots, um, yeah. So you got a few good reviews. I noticed that Josh Walker read it.
Yeah, Amy and Siobhan O'Connor.
Hmm.
So yeah, they're all authors in their own right. Yeah, 5 stars, pretty cool.
Mm.
I think they were just feeling nice. They were
Yeah.
just being generous. They didn't really think much about the book. They were just trying to make me feel good.
Yeah.
They genuinely thought the book was good,
Yeah.
which trying a new genre. Yeah, in a way, it feels like my debut novel again.
Yeah.
Um, so for them to have that impression, yeah,
I mean, it's
blown
what you
away by
want.
it. To be honest,
It's
yeah,
really cool that you've found what because like I mean I never thought I'd ever write a series. I thought I'm going to tell a story, move on to the next story. I'm going to tell a story, I'm going to move on to the next story. Now I
Mhm.
get to the end of Ancora, like the draft, and I had a different ending in mind. I got to the end and went, "This isn't the end." Crap.
yeah, yeah.
Now I've got another three books planned. You know,
Yeah, that's the
that's
life of an author.
I'm just like, what are
I
you
was
doing
like
to
that.
me, man?
I was like that with the Kinslayer, but then I actually have that all mapped out as well. But yeah, I'm trying different genres. Like I've
Yeah,
done a western. Ryan, you'll love my western short story.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm sure I will.
no, you won't. Um, but yeah, so yeah, it's fun. You just find your way. It's like life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
try different things, and you're like, oh,
Mhm.
the penny drops, and yeah.
yeah, and yeah, you
Oh,
got to make sure you love what you do too. You got to love what you write.
Yeah.
I just get that vibe from just the first two chapters of Paralyze. It's just it flows, man. It's just like I like Punchy because I get distracted way too easy. You know,
yeah. Oh, same.
like I just and no, suckered me in. I'm sure we'll get Ryan a copy too because he'll. It's not out yet, Ryan. You can't buy it live.
No, I've already checked. I
Oh,
already checked. I was on the
yeah,
website. I was on the website. Actually, I logged on here, caught it 15 minutes before we were supposed to start because I wanted to actually go to the website first and
Yeah.
buy it before we actually spoke about it.
Yeah.
And then I had technical difficulties. But yeah, I know it's coming out, I think, on 6th of the 6th,
6th June.
yeah. 6-6.
if I'm not mistaken.
So this episode will be dropped on the 28th. So
So it'll be already out for a couple of weeks.
you'll and my book is so short, it comes out before SK's, so you can read mine quickly before his. And then we'll start a
Yeah,
petition to get Ryan to read SK's Western.
Hmm.
do it.
Sure.
Do it.
I'll promise I'll just ask ChatGPT for a review on it and then just that'll be my answer.
Oh, and what I hate is you could probably do that. Um,
Oh yeah, I'm
one,
sure. You
one,
know how much I hate
Absolutely.
AI. I
no,
freaking
one,
hate
one.
AI.
If there's enough reviews, you can just go, please model this off all the reviews.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or if you've got a
Yeah.
PDF, you can just run it through AI and go write a review.
Okay.
It's
It's
so lazy.
like that meta site that was downloading everyone's like the Kinslayers on there. Like, it's just absolute crap.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but at
like
least you,
I just
how do we all stop it? It's like the genie's out of the bottle.
yeah, you can't. It's too late.
Mm.
Um, you just got all I know is there's a lot. I don't know if you've seen it. I've seen it in the indie community. There's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of I will not work with people that use AI kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm in the spectrum where I'm like, okay, it's a tool, but when it comes to art, I ain't using it. I may use it to do for concepts, but I'm going to give my cover to an artist. I want an artist to
Yeah,
do it for me.
took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, just getting like brainstorming ideas, either concept art or
Yeah,
just an idea to start writing.
yeah,
Like you might think like, what can I talk about in a cyberpunk book or
yeah,
western or whatever it is.
yeah,
But yeah, once you start writing, like it should all be you.
yeah. All your words
Absolutely.
should be you.
yeah.
I yeah, like because it's I find
Yeah.
it really good for it's fast Google. Not only can you say tell me about like I think I researched what's the level of ranking in the military, you know?
Yeah, stuff like
Now
that.
like
That's
that,
fine.
but then you can even go, okay, now tell me how would someone get dishonorably discharged? What are the reasons? Then it'll give you
Mhm.
scenarios, you know? And I think even that's fine, but it's like when you give me a copy of Paralyze, every word in there should be yours. Every the
Absolutely.
outline should be yours. Otherwise,
Yeah.
what's the point? You know?
Yeah, I'd imagine if you use it, and there would be a lot of authors out there, like you feel hollow, wouldn't you? Like you
Yeah.
didn't actually write it yourself.
No.
Um, yeah, I had a good chat about
But there are a
to
lot of
Josh
people
Walker about it.
out there that are just out there for fame. There's a lot of people who just want to do it so that they can write
Yeah.
a book, and they don't care about the passion, and they don't care
Yeah.
about, putting yourself essentially on paper. They just
Mm,
want to write a book and make it big in one hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
mm.
where AI is a detriment, I think,
Yeah.
massively.
I think you'll be able to pick it up. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. A smart read or someone that's well versed in literature and reads a lot would be able to pick up
Yeah.
AI sentences or paragraphs,
Yeah.
text.
Well, it's really interesting because I was on a podcast a few weeks ago. Elle Hackney's one, Ryan. We had her on once or twice. Um, she
Yep.
she entered a screenplay screenwriting competition and got to like the top 50 or whatever. And she's like going like, this is the first thing I've ever written. How did I get so far? Why yada yada. And then she finds out that all these people got the boot because these professionals looked at it and went, all like four or five of these screenplays had the exact same formula, the exact same beats. They were different, but then they're like going, "This is AI. This is AI," because they could just tell it was written. They were all almost virtually
Yeah.
identical in
Structure.
beats and structure. Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
like to the word count, to the to the um scene changes and stuff like that. But
I mean, I just don't get people why they do that.
Interesting.
well, it's lazy, and I mean, well,
Yeah.
think about it this way: if you couldn't draw to save your life, and then you found something where you go, "Hey, do this picture for me." I'm sure that'd be thrilling,
Mm.
you know. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's why
just,
you get a cover artist.
yeah, that's it. But the one thing
Mm.
I'll say about AI, it is good for a laugh. Like I like doing stupid pictures. Hey AI,
Oh yeah,
draw this, draw that. It's funny. I can get a kick out of it,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, I'm not slapping it on anything I've done.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So how many
I just
books?
feel like it's cheating.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's just, to me, it's simple. Breaking it down as simple as that. It's just cheating.
Yeah.
You're not doing the work. You know
No.
what I mean? Yeah.
You're asking someone
Anyway,
else to
that's
do
why
it.
I hate AI in that retrospect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you, Jeeves, come over here. Write me a story. This is crap. Make it better.
Mm.
You know. Now read it back to me in Liam Neeson's voice. No. So back on Paralyzed. How many books in the series, or is it going to be a series, or are you just going to keep going until you can stop?
I don't know. Definitely book two.
Mm.
Um, I don't think it'll be a trilogy. It'll just be like a continuation.
Yeah.
But yeah, have at least three mapped out, like vaguely
Yeah.
mapped out. Definitely all of book two's mapped out. What will happen? I started writing about 3 or 4 chapters with that one.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah,
Is it going to keep the same characters, or are you going to bring new ones in? Like, what's the
Ye-
plan?
yeah, bit of both. So yeah, same characters. Some might pass away. But yeah,
What a
definitely
nice way,
introduce
nice way to say it.
very diplomatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely new characters in book two. Keep it fresh.
Yeah. Cool. Have you modeled anyone off Keanu Reeves yet?
I reckon you asked me this last time.
I probably did. Yeah.
There's a when you keep reading Paralyzed there's a chapter called Punks. That's the club or the punk rock club.
Yeah.
And there's a lead singer called Lars Vargson, and he's like Keanu Reeves of in Cyberpunk 2077. Just says some real obscene
Nice.
stuff.
Does he say whoa a lot?
No, well, he's
No.
Swedish, so he's more like, wow,
Wow,
like, I don't know. I know how to
Swedish
Swedish.
piano. Oh my
So
god.
I based it off Mill and Colin, but
Oh
like if they're a
yes.
bit more rude.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right. Yeah, Melancholy. They were out here
Yeah.
recently. Did you
nice.
see them? Did you see them when they were out here?
Yeah, I saw not this year, but I saw them in 2023. Yeah. Um, man, yeah, they're getting on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, their first album came out in like 80 something, right?
Yeah, yeah, late 80s. But oh, you said the lead singer. I forget, Nick, is it Nick?
Nicola.
Nicola, that's right. Yeah, he was struggling in three quarters through the set. He was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Still great band. I grew up on
oh,
them.
100%. Yeah,
I
those are all
was random
so good.
tangent, but there's like this national park that my family go to like once every few years called the Butterwangs, way down near Nowra, or way
Yes.
up near Nowra
Yep.
for you because you're in Melbourne. Um, and there's like a big board that says like it's got a photo of people hiking, and one of them's wearing a Melancholy shirt, and they look super Swedish. Like they
Yeah.
just look
Sick.
that or Norse, one of them, but long blonde hair. It's just like random person hiking with the Melancholy
Yeah.
shirt.
That's awesome. In Nara. Okay.
Well, it's
Cool.
about 2 hours, 2.5 hours south of
All
Nowra.
right.
It's like a
Which
national
would
park.
be, hold on, is Milton further or no?
It's past Milton.
Okay.
Um, so it's literally halfway between Canberra and Nowra. That's a national park in the middle there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's a cool place. Swedish people like to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any questions, Ryan? Ask him about the cover. You always ask about covers.
Yeah, I do. I do. I actually haven't been able to see the cover for this one just yet, so I'm just gonna just talk amongst yourselves while I have because I was waiting for the
Consult the
website
Google.
to load up, and then I was having technical
He's holding it up right
difficulties.
there. Now, is
Oh,
this
okay.
is this
Oh,
strip?
okay. Thank you, sir.
Now, I saw
That's
you.
Excellent.
cool.
So
I,
did
s- I saw you just quickly sneaking into bookshops. Um, that
Me.
video, that video isn't it? Is that a video where you snuck into a bookshop, or is that just a video of your shelf?
No, it's a video of myself.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if you
Yeah.
went into a bookshop and left it there and took a photo.
Oh no. Oh,
It-
it will be my local. It will be
yeah,
sold there. So
yeah,
that's all sorted out. No, definitely it was just my
yeah,
bookshop.
yeah.
No, I didn't go to some random bookstore. I'm like, no, I didn't do that. No.
hey, I used to do that with our
It would be
band
pretty funny
CDs. I
though.
put it into JB Hi-Fi. I put our band's album into three different JB Hi-Fi, and I even had because I had a mate that used to work at Blacktown JB Hi-Fi, and I got him to give me the stickers, like the price stickers, and
Oh,
I put it in, and I put it
ugh,
in Blacktown, I put it in Penrith, and I put it in Mount Druitt JB Hi-Fi,
That's cool.
and so I just dropped it in
I mean,
pop punk and then walked out.
you
Yeah.
could totally you could. I mean, that'd be the best thing to do because people are like, what's this book? Can I buy this book?
I
Where'd
would
you get
just,
that book?
I would just like to see that. I think it would just be funny to see them take it up to the front counter and just be like, "I'm sorry, we can't scan this. The price is on the front. I'll just put it through the system as miscellaneous." And then I don't get any money for it anyway. But it's
No.
just nice to know that it's
it's
technically
out
sold in
there.
JB
Yeah.
Hi-Fi.
Anyway,
So
back to the cover.
yes, yeah. So with your cover, now that I have seen it,
Hmm.
I like it very cyberpunky. I like it. Did you design that one yourself, or did you
Yeah,
outsource a cover artist for that?
I took a ton of acid. It just went nuts. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, my cover artist Ali Pedersen. She's done all my covers. Yeah. So she did an amazing job. Clearly, but yeah, she was like, a bit like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I've never drawn or made art in this sort of genre or
Well,
field. But
she nailed it.
she nailed it. Yeah, 100%.
Honestly, I think that's your best cover. Like
Thanks.
it just, and that just the obscure or the offset, almost off centeredness of the letters. Like you can still read it, but it looks like it's glitching.
Yeah,
And it's just
that's
like
well, that's
perfect.
so that's another theme of the book. I keep forgetting
Yeah,
to when I was talking about my book before,
yeah,
glitches. That's a massive and viruses. Yeah, so definitely that resonates with the cover.
It's just it's so simple yet so effective. Not
Cool.
overcrowded.
Thanks, mate. Yeah,
Uh,
that was the aim. Didn't want to. You see some covers and it's a bit, especially I guess fantasy. You can get away with it because people want that epic
yeah,
look, but yeah, with science fiction or just general fiction, I don't think you want to overly complicate it too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it helps because with indie authors, we don't have the biggest budgets in the world. You know,
What are you on about?
not unless you're Joshua Walker. Uh, it's how epic is his cover? Um, you know, but um, yeah, because every artist I work with, it's like it costs more for the more that you put on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
and especially
if you want
if
two
you go,
figures, it's going to cost
sorry,
more. You know,
mm, and if you can find someone local, well, I guess for us, she's a
yeah,
Australian artist. Uh, where if you go overseas, it can go pretty north
yeah,
the price range, but yeah, I'm happy with what I pay for it.
yeah. So she's just locked in for all your books, is she? Like you're like
Yeah, and
this is my artist.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
and she's just easy to work with. If I need
that's what you want.
changes, like she gets back in a timely manner as well. It's not
Yeah,
like weeks on end where I'm chasing her up. It's
yeah,
within days. Like she'll give me an update saying, "Hey, I'm working on this. Haven't forgot." All those things that I guess in the business world, like you want to
yeah,
hear that sort of feedback as well. So
yeah. I mean, my cover was done so quickly. It was like in less than a week. I
okay,
went, I went.
wow,
Here's my concept,
mm.
and they went cool, and they came back with an initial sketch. Are you happy with the cat where the characters are, the positioning and all that? And I went, yeah, that's good. And then they went like I think 4 days after that. Let us know if you want any changes.
Yeah,
Done,
wow, okay,
done. You know, really quick.
that was real quick turnaround.
You know,
Yeah, mm.
yeah. But you know, and again, I did the typography and all that stuff because I'm controlling. You know, it's like I know what I want. I know what you know. So again, it
For
was
me, like I'm the opposite. It's just I'm like I have no idea what I'm doing with
yeah.
graphic art. It's let the
So so
professionals
so do you like
do that stuff.
do you have an idea of what you want the cover to be, or do you go, this is the book, you know, give them more freedom?
Yeah, so I'll put up yeah. So I put up an Instagram post or a reel, I think earlier this week. Just another concept of what I wanted the cover to be. And yeah, I sent that over saying make this 1,000 times better than my crappy go at it.
Yeah,
So yeah, it definitely started from that imagery, and I said like it touches on like that glitchy virus sort of vibe, and like um, all those sort of common themes around cyberpunk, and yeah, she nailed it.
100%.
Okay.
Um, I think we're going to dump into the extra bonus stuff now. Um,
Ooh,
so because I just remembered that we've got them there, but so for the audio listeners, just let them know where they can follow you, buy your stuff, plug Paralyze again if you want.
so yeah, Paralyzed it'll be released 6th of June this year. And it'll be available on Amazon, Kindle Unlimited. You can also get it from Farrell's in Mornington, Victoria. They've got an online store as well. So if you want to help out, I guess they're independently owned bookstores as well.
Yep.
And yeah, on my website, homegangerpublishing.com, there's all my other books you can have a look at. Some other bits and pieces that speak about myself, and yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
I'm glad you were more specific on the Farrell's bookshop because there's a family up the road from me called the Farrells and everyone calls them the Farrells. So I just wanted to make sure I couldn't get it from them, but from
Okay.
a proper bookshop.
Yeah, it's definitely they're in Victoria.
Yeah, cool. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. If you want to hear more, jump over to YouTube.
All right, so these, as Jamie said, they're quick fire questions, but you can expand on them as well. So you don't
Okay.
just have to say one word answers for them. So question number one, what is your favorite genre to read?
To read. Oh, that's really tough. Uh,
Don't say westerns.
Western. I'll probably
God damn
epic
it.
fantasy. If I've got
Mhm.
to choose from a range, closely followed by westerns.
All right. What's the first book you remember reading?
Reading. Ooh. The third Harry Potter book,
Third.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
So you started in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I'm weird.
I was going to say, yes, but I suppose you're not as old as we are, so you probably had the third book come out when you were starting to read, I guess. What's the last book that you read?
Last book I read. Oh, was a novella, Neon Gods by T.A.R.A. Napa, which is cyberpunk.
Cool.
Got it. Oh, sorry, Ghost of the Neon God. So, yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say this. Your cover's better. I'm gonna say that, and I mean it.
I'm not gonna say it either way.
Um. All right. What's a book on your to read list?
To
TBR.
read, Ancora.
Oh
No,
my.
it is on my. It
Well,
is
it
on my
is.
phone.
Okay, yeah,
It is. It is.
give us an
No.
And oh, I'm actually. Well, I want to. Currently listening to The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I DNF'd the first Law trilogy a few times, so I thought
Mhm.
I'll give it another crack, and I'm actually really enjoying that. So I guess you said next read, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's my
Well, it's
current at
not.
the moment.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we could have asked you what you're currently reading, but there's too
I
many.
changed it.
What are you readings? uh, is it your go again, Ryan, or mine? I forget.
Uh, yeah, no, it's my go. Do you remember a show called Gumby?
Gumby, yeah, the green dude.
The green
Mm,
dude. Yeah.
Yes,
mm.
yeah. So you remember how he used to jump into books and he'd go and explore that world for a while and then come back out. So that's the premise for this question. If you
Okay.
could jump into any world in a book, you don't have to live there, just visiting. What would it be?
Or Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne.
Okay.
Just Norse fantasy,
Um.
epic on next level.
Okay.
What would you do there? Would you hang out?
What would I do? I'd stay real close to Orca, the one of the main characters, and
Yeah.
let her
Protect you.
defend me, protect me. Yeah.
Cool. 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 All right. Similar vein. If you could spend the day with any fictional character, who would it be, and what would you do?
Fictional character. Ooh. Hmm. Probably Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Which
Yeah.
one? Because
Oh,
if
well,
it
no,
was,
well,
if
they're
it
the
was,
same person.
yeah, I know, but like he wouldn't, you know, he wants to keep his identity a secret.
Well, after midnight, we would hang out with Batman, and during the day, I would hang out with Bruce Wayne.
Okay, that's cool.
I got
Yeah.
my way
I'll
around that
allow
one.
it. I'll allow that.
Only because it's Batman.
Okay, so the next one. The next one, I'm going to set the scene for you. Okay, so tonight you're in a nice log cabin. There's a fire burning in front of you. You're laying on a bearskin rug. There is a chair with a book with your favorite book on that chair, and someone walked in to read that book to you. Who would you have read your favorite book to you?
Do I have clothes on?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you want, optional,
Well,
clothing
I'm
optional,
in a bearskin rug. Sounds real romantic.
romantic.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Definitely not Neil Gaiman. Um, definitely definitely keeping my clothes on for that one. Um, the narrator for John Gwynne's Shout the God. Oh, what's his name?
What's his
Colin
name?
Mace. Colin Mace. Yep. I reckon he's the
Okay.
best.
And what book is he
Voice.
reading for you?
What book? Probably
Your favorite book of all time?
my favorite book of all time. Yeah, I'll probably Shadow of the Gods up there. Or Malice, John Gwynn's first debut. Well, same thing.
Yeah.
His debut novel, Malice. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, plenty to choose from for this next one. What is a must-read indie book?
Must read indie book. Paralyzed by SK Putt.
It's not out. It's not out yet. It's not out yet.
Hey, when this is released, it'll be out there.
No,
Won't
it's
it?
not.
Yes, it
No,
will
this
be.
no, this no, because this is out on the 28th.
Yeah.
This is out on the 28th.
All these technicalities. Okay.
8 days to go. If you are listening to this after the
Indie
6th,
book.
it's paralyzed. But if
Yeah.
you're listening to this before,
Probably, yeah. Josh's book, Exile, is pretty good.
mm,
But for me, that's an obvious one to go to. But yeah, this one I spoke about before, Thrill Switch by Tim Hawkin. Yeah, it's probably the best indie book I've read, hands down.
Okay.
it
So
looks pretty
good.
short. That's a novella, yeah? You'd say it was a novella?
No, it's
Oh no, it looked a little thinner from a distance.
250 pages.
Oh, cool. That's all right.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys listen to audiobooks. The audiobook's just as good as well. Does a good service.
Okay.
Cool.
I do both. I want, especially when I used to, and we'll be getting back to driving for Uber, I used to listen to audiobooks all the time, in between
Yeah, I do it
driving people.
daily.
So
Yep.
yeah, 100%. All right, this is my last question. If you could combine the works of two different authors, who would you choose?
Crossover mishmash.
Mhm.
John Gwynn and Robin Hobb. Is that too obvious for me? Because I feel like I always speak about them.
Well, if you think it'd work.
Yeah, it'd be a long book. A very long book. Yeah, probably those two. Yeah, for me, like they inspired me to get me back into reading in my 30s, and that was Robin Hobb, and then to write was John Gwynn. So yeah, those two.
Sweet. Are you ready for the final question? The last question.
Drum roll.
What are your top 3 desert island books?
Neuromancer by William Gibson. The Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. The very last book. Oh no, is that the very last book? One of them. The last trilogy. Any of those ones. And the last one. Paralyzed.
Hey, if you want to bring your own book, I don't think we've had that
Yeah.
rule. Hey, if you want to bring your
Actually,
own
No.
book,
it would actually be this one. No Coincidence by I can't pronounce a Polish name, but yeah, that one.
there you go. You didn't have to leave the room. We had a guest once leave the room because he had books. Well, he didn't really leave the room. He went off screen because he had books just everywhere, all around the room.
Mhm.
And we asked him a question. He just gets up and he goes, "Hang on. Oh yeah, I'll get this one. I'll get that." That's cool. There you go. You survived. You made it to the end.
Dude.
You made it to the end. Only a few glitches. I think that's very fitting, though.
The edits, Jamie.
I don't know. I think I'm going to put the cyberpunk effect in anytime it glitches because I think you did that intentionally because it fits the theme of the book.
I deliberately programmed my internet to cut out through various.
It's not because Australia's internet is crap.
I remember a couple of jobs ago. This is back in 2016, and I had a Swedish storeman, and he could not get over how bad our internet was. This is back in 2016.
Yeah,
he's just saying like the internet over there, it's free, and you got like full coverage just
Yeah.
everywhere you go. Free Wi-Fi. Yeah. Staggering.
And we invented Wi-Fi, Australia,
Mm, mm.
and our
Didn't
internet
know
is
that.
bad. We did
Oh, it's
by
the
accident.
worst.
By accident. Like,
Oh, really?
like it wasn't. Hey, we're gonna make Wi-Fi. It's like I think it had something to do with creating signals for spaceships or space
Okay.
satellites or whatever,
Yeah,
like
right.
to long distance communication or whatever. And yeah, but our internet sucks. That's why I've got a flipping Ethernet cable.
Ah,
I just
smart.
I just plug it straight into the modem and
Yeah,
never have a problem.
yeah.
You know,
Don't blame me. That's actually a good idea. Huh.
it's because where I live, the internet is so bad that I had to do it
You
because we
have to.
start doing these, especially like one of our first interviews was with someone living in the mountains over in America, and it was just like
Yeah.
you got two people just cutting in and out all the time. It was
Yeah.
so bad. Then I thought, hang on, it only costs $5 for an Ethernet cable. Yeah,
I'll just pinch one from work. There's a million of them.
that's a good idea. Well, thanks for joining us, SK, again.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Ryan.
And
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
yeah, look, guys, all of SK's links will be down in the show notes. Remember to grab a copy of Paralyzed. It is coming out very, very soon, depending on when you are listening to this. Yeah, reach out at thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com, and we'll catch you next time.
See you next time.